All right, so some things you need to know about getting an LLC is that you really don't need it. You really don't. It does help a lot with getting access to more products, access to a lot more companies that will help you get ungated in certain products. Personally, I use Zen Business. Something you need to know about Zen Business is that they like to upsell a lot of their packages, put quotation marks around packages, because it's just really trying to upsell you on expedited shipping, expedited this, expedited that. You know, um, you really don't need the LLC, and I can't stress this enough. You really don't. I went in thinking you had to get the LLC. You don't. If you want to just sell, clothing items like Nike stuff, Adidas stuff, you really don't even need an LLC to sell Legos. But you know, I didn't know that. I want to pass this information to you. But here's the things that LLC does help me with, and things that I've needed for a while. It helps get ungated in things such as toys. Toys are a real big seller on Amazon. They sell all year round. Christmas time especially, toys are the biggest hot items ever. There's a lot of hot toys out there. For example, at the time of recording, Funko Pops are um, massively hot sold items. And there's this one company that I work with, and it's called EE Distributions. I have an account with them, but in order for me to get an account, I needed an LLC. I needed an EIN and a tax identification number. And that's about it. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with an LLC. You can even link your LLC with Amazon. It provides better context for customers for you. If they look at your account and they see you have an LLC, they see you're established. Um, business credit cards are an amazing thing with using Amazon. A lot of people who use Amazon, they like to do it for credit card points. You can get credit card points. You can get business credit. You know, and you can take loans on behalf of the LLC to get more inventory to sell on Amazon. You can get longer payback periods. Getting an LLC helps you in the more financial aspects of a company. You know, I don't know if this is completely true, but from my experience, having an LLC has gotten me more sales than a friend who doesn't have an LLC. So I'd recommend getting one. You don't need it to start out. Can't stress this enough. You really don't need it. Save your money if you don't have the capital for it. But other than that, let's get started in looking into an LLC. So obviously I have my own LLC, but I'm gonna walk you through getting one and starting one for yourself. So you're gonna go plan and start, and to believe, yeah, right here. You're gonna go to limited liability company. We're gonna go to start an LLC. If we go all the way down here, create your LLC now. Now, obviously, if you're creating an LLC, you're gonna make a lot of things. They're gonna ask you a bunch of questions. It's a questionnaire. Enter your business name. We're gonna go testing and more. I'm just creating a random business name. You really don't need one. And we're gonna go through the questions to see what they ask. So one question they asked here was to form an LLC. You said yes, you want to form an LLC. You don't want to form a corporation. You don't need that. You just need the LLC. That's what we're here for. So yes, I want to form an LLC. Sounds good. They're going to do a lot of filler questions. What's your company for? Do FBA, or I can't spell FBA. Oh, I'm sorry. This is state. I'm getting ahead of myself. So obviously I'm from Texas. So I'm going to enter my Texas. Now it's important you put in the correct state because the tax rules and the filing fees are going to be different for every state. Example, in Texas, you really don't need much for an LLC in filing fees compared to other states like New York. You have to do an ad in the paper. It's crazy. Really, just make sure you get your state right for things. Let's do it. What's your first name? My name is Esteban. Let's move on. Okay, great. Esteban, do you have any prior experience running a business? I'm going to pretend no. No, I have none. Thank you for trusting us with this. Yeah. Do you have employees? So here's one thing that you have to note. When getting your LLC, when doing all this stuff, you're gonna have, if you're under 18 and you want to be a part of this LLC, you want, say, 1 to 5 people. If it's just you, then obviously say no. A multi-member LLC is the best thing you could have. But if it's just you, then yeah, don't waste. Don't put multi-member LLC. No, we don't have another location. I'm working from home. We if you are under the age of 18, get a multi-member LLC. It's when you have employees. If you hire people, get a multi-member LLC. For example, I hired a graphic designer to do my logo for my company. You know, it was it was definitely notable to have one. If you're gonna have employees, this is gonna be a side business. So there's a lot of things it's gonna ask you. I don't think a lot of these questions are like extremely personal. Uh, okay, enter your industry. This is what I messed up on earlier. It's gonna be FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. You know, now they do like an FBA package. I would recommend you get that. It's probably the best. You really don't need it. You can just get the regular starter kit. It's $49, I believe. Um, it's they try to upsell you on a lot of things. Now, if you can't afford it and you can throw some money around, yeah, get the FBA package that they do. If not, just get the regular $49. Obviously, it's gonna be like $49 plus the whatever filing fee it is. So here it's asking you, do you want to appoint your own agent or have Zen Business appoint your agent? Have Zen Business do it. They'll take care of it. Um, you need the employer ID, the EINs, the tax ID numbers. You're gonna need all that. So you just need the EIN, but you also need the EIN and documents. What the EIN and documents are gonna do is that they're gonna help you bring, how do I say this? They're gonna help verify that you are owner of a company. So example is that when I signed up for e-distribution, they wanted proof that I owned Zen Business. Or not Zen Business. They needed proof that I owned Essamon Enterprises. So what I did is I went to my documents that Zen Business gave me and I submitted that. So yes, you want your documents. You want business documents because doing the documents yourself is just going to be a hassle. They offer a bunch of different packages. Um, if you want to look at the other packages, it's not really that bad. Just along, see, they have this one. It's the starters, $49. This is when you start choosing everything. Obviously, if you have the money, go for this one. It's gonna make everything faster. It's gonna give you more documents. It's gonna, it gives you a little bit more things, but you're just as fine and dandy with the low 49 starter LLC. You could always pay for more things as you need it in the future, although it gets a little bit costly if you start paying for a lot of things at once. Just don't worry about it. You don't want anything rushed. If you want it to, pay for it. It's not really necessary. It's a waste of money. Recommended tools, online tools. You don't need online tools. You don't need a phone number. You don't need the email address, the domain name. You don't need any of that. No thanks. I don't need this. Uh, Unless you're trying to do like Instagram selling, which I think then you need a website of your own. But obviously, I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Do you need an operating agreement? This document's often required by your state, officially routine. Um, I don't think in Texas, I think you need one. I would get this, add an operating agreement. It's it's kind of like a, if you hire employees, constitutional thing. Um, you don't need the FBA annual sentence. No, you don't need that. If you're trying to do this cheap and you try to do all the starter stuff, this is what you need. This is gonna ask you for your information and stuff like that. Total due today $398. Starter LLC is $499. You can add the $200 thingy. If the package, $300 filing fee. It's expensive. I noticed. You've got the operating agreement and the starter kit. It's it's costly. And then on top of that, they didn't even include your agent fee. They're gonna have an agent file this for you and do it in your state. and that itself is like $200. So just be wary of that. This isn't your final price. You still have another another $200 to go. But once you're done and you get all your documents and you get all your paperwork, it's it's freedom from there. You have your LLC. Try not to get distracted with all the little packages, the benefits they're offering you. If you have other people you want to do your LLC through, that gives you the EIN, that does your paperwork, obviously go with them. I've had experience with Zen Business, so I'm sharing my experience with you. It's not the cheapest, it's not the fastest. I guarantee you there's probably a better option if you look out there. But as having experience with this, I'm way more comfortable advertising this to you than another website that I've never dealt with myself. My LLC is through Zen Business. After you pay the brute cost of everything, it's pretty smooth sailing. There's not much to complain about. Just don't get caught up in adding this and adding that. And, oh, I might need this later, and oh, I might need this later. You don't need a lot of things when starting your LLC. Just get that tax ID number, the documents, you're good. Get your EINs with it. Apply for business credit cards with just that. Sign up for e-distributions. I'll talk about them later on in ungating. But I hope you found this information helpful. You don't need one. I'll stress it again. You really don't need one. It's just helpful. There's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of disadvantages. Look up, do your own research on having an LLC. Is it really for you? Are you really gonna do toys on Amazon? Are you trying to make Amazon your full-time business? Or are you just doing it for the shits and giggles of it? Sell a couple extra Nike product, get some, a little bit more passive income. This is a big decision. It's not really a life-changing or game-changing decision, but if you really want to expand your reach on Amazon, this is the way to go. This is what you have to do. So I hope you found that helpful, and just good luck with it. There's nothing much else I can say.